Hey guys, what's up? And welcome back to Quality Shot Tennis. Today we've got the round of 16 between Nadal and Jiri Lehecka at Madrid. Very excited to call this one and just to see how Rafa does after winning his last one in over 3 hours. So it's going to be really interesting to see how he does. He beat Demonor earlier in the week in his best match since the comeback. So we'll see how the fitness looks. He's playing against Jiri Lehecka, who's a young Czech player, 31 years old in the 31 in the world. He's younger than that. He's like 22, I believe. I think he's like 22. He's been as high as 23 in the world after he won his first title in Adelaide earlier in the year. Now he's at 31 in the world. And I believe he's 22 years old, but he's a younger guy. And we'll see what he can do. He hits huge forehands, hits absolutely massive, but he might want to make the match a little bit more physical today. We'll see. We'll see how Lehecka shows up. He took a set off of Djokovic at United Cup earlier in the year, which was a good sign for Lehecka, although Djokovic wasn't in great form at the time, but still taking a set off Djokovic. And yeah, we'll see how everything kind of happens. Hey, what's up, Zara? What's up, Zerafine? Like, share, and subscribe. That's it, guys. Don't forget to like. Please, guys, don't forget to subscribe as well to the channel. It's a little surprised that this was the late night match, but I guess Rafa wanted some rest after yesterday. Yeah, I guess so. But I mean, I think though when it's Rafa in Madrid, could be his last time playing in Spain. He's got to be the night match. It's going to create a great atmosphere. So I'm quite excited about it. Rafa actually looks up for this. Not that I ever doubted that. Yeah, it's good to see Rafa on the court. He's playing. I knew he couldn't miss Rafa. I won Dare Joe. Absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, it's the first time that these two guys play. They're currently practicing their serves. We're going to get started soon as Lehecka is finishing practicing up his serving. Hello, hello. I'm nervous, though. Not sure about this matchup. Yeah, let's see. I've seen some people saying that they think Lehecka is going to get the win here, and we'll see what happens. I still got faith in Rafa to get through this one, but a lot of things depend on his health, which is a big variable. So we'll see how that all is. But it's Rafa to serve first here. Rafa serve first. Hard to believe that this is Nadal's or Alcaraz's first night match of the week. Yeah, true. And Alcaraz is surely going to have a few of those. Are you going to show this game? Not allowed to show it, but I will be watching it and giving a play-by-play, some commentary. Backhand, the forehand of Rafa, that goes out. So love 15 here. Let's see how Rafa's serve looks as well, because Lehecka is going to probably be ripping back returns of serve. So we'll see how it happens. I mean, Rafa can struggle sometimes against these big hitting guys like a Lehecka forehand. So let's see. This could be a tough matchup. It's the first time we're ever seeing it. One of these younger guys taking on one of the goats of the game. I'm sure it means a lot to Lehecka, and we'll see how he shows up to the court. Forehand of Nadal. Already noticing Lehecka is way back behind the baseline in the court. That's probably not where he wants to be. Although we'll see what happens. I'm really curious by the way Lehecka will play this match, whether he wants to make it physical or whether he's kind of going for winners. But yeah. I thought Lehecka would win this, but Rafa looks like he has a spring in his step tonight. I think Rafa's going to be here for it. If he could survive the 3 hours match yesterday, I think he's here for it. He's already played, 3 matches this week? I mean, he's one of the great athletes. Let's see. Hopefully his body can hold up, and we got a great match here. I still don't think Lehecka's favorite surface is clay. He's had to beat 2 unseeded players on the way here, although he did beat Montero. He beat Tsitsipas. That's a double fault from Rafa. So 15-30. Crowd is really going to be behind Rafa, pushing him. $15.30. Rafa looks like Rafa, though. Gives me hope. Yep. 15-30 here. Lehecka, though. Starting off, Rafa. Serve out wide, backhand Lehecka. Forehand Rafa, back to the backhand Lehecka. Forehand Rafa again. Forehand Lehecka, cross court, backhand Rafa. Backhand Lehecka, forehand Rafa. Come backhand forehand. Forehand Rafa. Forehand of Lehecka, forehand Rafa. Again to the backhand Lehecka. Forehand Rafa, the backhand Lehecka. That's in the net. So 30-all. The crowd goes crazy. What's up, everybody joining in? Quality Shot Tennis. We've got the stream for you. Nadal Lehecka. It's Anthony Hersher calling it. Anthony calling Quality Shot. What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? We've got over 120 people watching on Twitter, which is awesome. So shout out to all of y'all as well. And it's 30-all. Rafa here serving. He doesn't want to even give Lehecka confidence. He wants to hold here and just get this out of the way. His backhand goes out 40-30. Because if he gets broken in the first game, then suddenly Lehecka is like, He doesn't even want to make Lehecka feel like he's got a chance here, which obviously he does. But Rafa wants to impose himself. He wants to use his fear factor. Say, hey, I'm the guy that's been ruling the surface for many years. In this night match, in the Magic Box in Madrid, he's going to be doing the same thing. He's going to be saying, hey, I've been playing on this court for years. I've been playing these night matches. You're new. That's a forehand chipped into the net. Rafa's got to be like, hey, I don't care what the situation is. You're playing me on clay. You should feel like there's no shot. I've lost 45 matches in my career on clay. You got to show me something special if you want to be number 46. Rafa wins the first game, so 1-0. Got to show him something special. Special boxes out the front of the court take away from the atmosphere, in my opinion. That's interesting. I don't love it because I'd be scared to run into him. Like if I'm running down a drop shot. As much space as we could put around the court, the better it is. I think. Hey, Twitter guys, hello from the other side. Yeah. Hello from the other side. Hello, Twitter guys. It makes it sound like people watching on YouTube and Twitter are just completely different. Like, like we're dividing them like countries or something, which is hilarious. Hello, Twitter people and YouTube people. We can all unite. We all have our differences. All right, serve here from Lehecka. He's serving at 0-1. Let's see what he can do. I'm very curious by this matchup. Very curious. First serve is a let. I'll be honest. I haven't watched Lehecka play that much. Not as much as I should have. I watched the Novak match earlier in the year. I watched the third set of his match against Draper in the final there. A couple other matches here and there last year. I watched his match against Zverev, United Cup last year. I think it was Zverev's first match back, if I'm not mistaken. But altogether, I haven't watched him play that much. I really haven't. Those are like some of the only matches I've watched him play. So it's good for me to really sit down and watch him play. I've only watched points here and there. I've scarcely watched a full match by him. That's a good ace from Lehecka out wide. So 30 love. I mean the special seating boxes. Oh, okay, got you, Joe. I'll look for that and then I'll tell you my opinion as well, Joe. Because I haven't noticed it very much. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, they do add a kind of weird vibe to it. I'd kind of agree with you. I do like how a lot of the events are very different from each other and add something different, but yeah, I kind of agree. It's kind of a weird vibe. Forehand to back into Rafa, forehand Lehecka, forehand to Rafa, back in Lehecka. That goes long, so we're at 40-15. Serve here, Lehecka and the forehand Rafa. That goes wide, so 1 game apiece. We're at 1 game apiece here. If Rafa gets to the quarterfinals, it would be his first quarterfinal that he's played since Wimbledon. When he played that epic quarterfinal against Fritz. That went 5 sets, where he's 3 points away from losing. He has not been in a quarterfinal since Wimbledon just about 2 years ago. That's what he's playing for, Rafa. That's what he would get done in Madrid. And I mean, you really can't overestimate how big that would be. Hasn't been easy either. I mean, he had an easy first round against Darwin Blanche. And then second round against De Minaur was tough. And then against Kachin, who played very well. So now against Lehecka, this isn't an easy run, especially with De Minaur there. De Minaur very in form as well. Not familiar with Lehecka. What's his ranking track record? So he won his first title in Adelaide earlier in the year. He's had a couple of good results recently. Like he beat Rublev, I believe it was in Indian Wells, 6-4, 6-4. Played phenomenally well there. I think he also beat Tsitsipas as well. So it's been pretty recent that he was in quite good form. I would think he likes hard courts better than clay courts, but he grew up playing on clay. But yeah, so he beat Tsitsipas and Rublev before losing to Sinner and Indian Wells. In Miami, though, he lost early to, I can't remember who it was. Maybe it was to Poprin. It was to somebody I didn't expect him to lose to. I think it was to Poprin. If I could check here. Poprin, yeah, Poprin 6-4, 6-4. But this tournament, now he's beating Montero and Medvedev. But so he's a little bit up and down. His consistency is the thing that worries me at this point, but he's still young. 22 years old, born 2001. Forehand hits over to the back end of Rafa, back in Lehecka. Back in Rafa. Lehecka hitting pretty down the middle. Drop shot, Rafa. Redrop Lehecka back in. So easy. So easy for Rafa. He's just going to put that away. You got to give him something tougher to deal with. That drop shot is easy money. That's food. That's food for Rafa. On a clay court, he's got to come up with something better. That's food. That's Rafa's dinner. $30 love. $30 love for Nadal. Serve from Rafa. Down the tee. That goes long. Second serve. Second serve here from Rafa. Backhand Lehecka. That's a great return. That's a better return. 30-15. Enjoying sports with other people next to you makes for a better experience and atmosphere. Yeah, true. Not being so divided. I agree. They have a lot of that in China too, I think, and a lot of the Chinese stadiums where they have a lot of boxes separating people. Is it just me or is that stadium criminally unpacked? What's up, Jerome? Yeah, it might be. I mean, that might be some to do with what we were just talking about with Joe. Is that it's kind of weird seating. I mean, I don't know. I'll take a look at the crowd, but it does look a bit empty, which is so weird. I guess people will get more into the crowd as the match goes on because the other match just ended between Keys and Jabeur, so that could be part of it. Rafa looks good. He does look very good so far, Serafine. Does look very good. And I kind of like his chances against Medvedev. If he can keep up this level and he's fit, I like his chances for a semifinal run. I really like his chances. That's a late call on the Rafa serve. Dude, who are you rooting for? I try to say I'm biased as a commentator, but I'm always rooting for Rafa on a clay court. Especially at this point. Who knows how much longer we'll have him to go, so. Or not just on a clay court, but at this point in his career, I'm always rooting to see more of Rafa. I'm a Rafa fanatic. Okay, fair enough. Tiger is the man. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Rafa as well, so. For a long time. But, yeah. Definitely a big fan. Forehand. That's a great shot. 2-1 for Rafa as he gets to the lead. It looks unpacked. It's late, though. It is very late, yeah. Like, was it? It's 6 hours ahead, so it's like, what, 10:14 p.m., I think? Like 10:15? Yeah, 10:15 right now at night, so. Yeah, that's probably why it is. Medvedev looks on his game lately. I thought he looked really good in Madrid here last year. Listen, some of the guys you might not expect to do that well in Madrid, it plays a little bit quicker, which can help Medvedev's game, especially on clay. Now that he's figured out the movement part of it, I think now that he's unlocked the movement, his shots look a lot better. He's getting a lot more depth on it. He's putting himself in positions where he can get more depth and pace on the ball hitting through the court. Because often with defense, like, I don't know, Medvedev is like a defensive player, but he doesn't like slower courts very much. It's because a faster court helps make his defensive shots a little more effective and help get him the necessary pace he needs on the ball to make his game effective. It's harder on a clay court for him to do that. But now that he's figured out the movement like he did in Rome last year, I felt like, and in Madrid really, which is when Medvedev said he started to feel like he was really playing his game again. He lost to Karatsev, but Karatsev was playing really well. Got to the semis, nearly the final if he didn't run out of legs against Struff. But the point is, Medvedev actually, I think, can do quite well on the clay. For a long time, people were saying he's better on grass than he is on clay courts. I was like, nah. I mean, his game can be great on clay. He just needs to figure out the movement. He's got the movement down, and now he's hitting way more effective shots off both wings from way behind the court. Kind of like Alex de Minaur as well, who I think should be better on clay now too, now that de Minaur also doesn't like slower courts, but for the same reasons. So. And yeah, Medvedev definitely looks on his game. I'd watch out for Taylor Fritz as well. I was talking about it on the Tennis 360 podcast. Taylor Fritz, he played well on clay last year. He's not able to be rushed on his backhand. His defense and his speed, he's worked on a lot. They've gotten a lot better. We saw that in the Delray Beach Open final against Paul. So there's a lot of reasons to like him on clay. And yeah, I would just say don't completely discount Taylor on clay because he played well last year and he's in good form here. And also he likes high altitude, high bounce. That really hits into the sweet spot for his forehand. So just like Indian Wells here in Madrid. So that's what I would say. I'm on a flight trying to follow. Perfect. Tiger, that's perfect. So you can join in here. I'll try to give some play-by-play and commentary watching the match. That's my favorite of hearing people saying they can't watch the match. So I try to give you as close to an update and feeling like you're watching without watching, but also, I mean, it's great either way. Obviously, better to watch a tennis match than watching me, though. But I try to do that. 30 left here for Lehecka. Serve. Out wide, backhand of Nadal. Forehand of Lehecka. That's a great forehand. Hitting flat down the line, that's a great play. 40 love. Lehecka can be tough, especially if he's going to be able to keep up in these rallies and grind it out as well. If he's able to hit winners and really be aggressive, but also be able to grind it out, I think that's what could really hurt Rafa. So we'll see if Lehecka is able to do those two things, because neither of them is for sure that he'll be able to grind it out and maintain his place in these rallies, and also if he's going to be able to hit winners, especially with the way Rafa's forehand has looked the last few matches. Forehand Rafa, the forehand Lehecka, cross court, backhand slice Rafa, backhand volley Lehecka, solid. That's solid. 2-2. The normal seats are packed. Yeah, well, I wouldn't even say packed though. I see a lot of them are empty, but it is late there. Vamos Rafa, yep. I don't care if it's 3 a.m. Exactly. A chance to give me the final chapter of this man is worth it. Hell yeah. I fully agree. Roger, Rafa, Roger, Rafa, Novak, if you get a chance to watch them while they're still around, they're legends. You got to take it. Doesn't matter if it's 4:30 in the morning. I'm a journalist, but I think at this point I want to see Rafa take this thing as far as possible. I agree. I would love to see Rafa winning. But no, I mean, I stay unbiased. If you're in Lehecka, that's cool too. But I would love to see Rafa play as much as possible. And I would love to see him have some great runs and get some more titles. I'm rooting for him all the way as well. In Spain, they don't start eating dinner until 10. Interesting. Well, it's then if they do everything late, then the crowd should be packed, right? Or maybe everybody is out eating dinner, so I don't know. Dang it, I got a huge nosebleed trying to type with one hand. Damn. That's too bad. Hopefully that's okay. Hopefully you're feeling fine. I think most of the Tennis Channel guys feel the same way. Yeah, I mean, but I just root for tennis. I mean, as a commentator myself, I'm huge fans of certain players, but as a commentator too, I'm just rooting for tennis and trying to make it, just trying to make it fun and the best possible product it can be for people, and just to, get the best matches, get the best tournaments, get the tournaments to be as good as they are, and whatever players win is good. But I mean, I always find it annoying when I'm rooting for some player and the commentator is like, oh my God, you should be rooting for this guy. Don't tell me who to root for. Don't tell me who I should root for, even if it's whoever it is. So that's why I try to do that as a commentator. I don't want to tell people who to root for, but at the same time, yeah, Rafa's great, and so good to see him back in his best form. Backhand, forehand drop shot, Rafa. Forehand Lehecka, backhand Rafa for a pass. Oh, Lehecka's super speed trying to get to that. Lehecka looked like he was going 200 miles an hour. He somehow got a racket on it, I think. He tipped it, but it was hilarious. Because as soon as Rafa hit it, it was obvious there's no way Lehecka was going to get there. Lehecka is fast, man. The fact that he even tipped it. Anyway, that was hilarious. 30-15. Rafa with a great pass. Serve Rafa. Forehand Lehecka. That goes out. So 40-15 for Rafa. Serve from Nadal. Come in here. Out wide goes long. So second serve. Kick serve. That is Lehecka is definitely legit for future titles. Yeah, for sure, Joe. There's so many great young talents that are going to legitimately have plays for lots of titles. I'd say Lehecka is one of those. We'll see how the consistency is in the future, but forehand, the backhand of Rafa. It's a great shot cross court. That is a killer forehand down the line. Huge. 40-30. 40-30. Average topspin speed, by the way. That's interesting. Average topspin speed, 135 miles per 135 on the forehand. The average for the tour is 124. Lehecka today, a lot more topspin on the forehand. Forehand, a lot more on the backhand. The backhand differential is even bigger. 3-2. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be watching Lehecka closely today. really gauging how I feel about his game. But even his match against Rublev, I thought he was phenomenal. I mean, he was hitting absolutely massive in that one. And he was pulling out all the stops too. Coming to net a lot as well. Yeah, it's 3-2 for Rafa. Rublev's been doing well this tournament. Good to see. Yeah, it's good to see him back playing solid mentally as well, because it seemed like his mental game was way off of it the last few events with a 4-match losing streak. He definitely seems to be back with a great comeback against ADF as well, similar to Dubai last year before he went on his great Monte Carlo title run. So reminiscent of when he was in his best form there. Finally, with another good run, a win over Magnus, over Fokina, a win over Greeksport, who was playing really well, took out Runa. So yeah, it's going to be tough against Alcaraz, who they're very comparable, but Alcaraz just has probably a lot more, tips and tricks, and like he's got a lot more tricks. So he's got a lot more variety and a lot more skills to work with, just in terms of, drop shots and coming to net and whatever else. But that being said, still a great run from Rublev to the quarterfinals, and we'll see how he shows up at Roland Garros. I really like him on clay still, so I think he'll be happy that he has found really good form before the clay season ends. We'll see if he sustains it. It looked like he was on his way out of the top 10. If he keeps up at top level, then he might be able to stay in. It'll be interesting to keep following Rublev. But I'm still not fully sure he's back to, his best form or anything, but at least it's better, and that's good to see. Getting some wins. Forehand to back and Rafa. Great rally here from Lehecka. That's a forehand out, though. So love 30. Love 30. Love 30 here, Rafa. Rublev sponsored by Aston Martin. I'm actually not sure. His outfit logos and colors definitely look like Aston Martin. I haven't heard that, but it's possible. Wow, footfall called for Lehecka. Yeah, I'm looking it up. I don't see anything about that, so I don't think so. I don't think so, Joe. Forehand to the backhand of Lehecka. Forehand to Rafa. The forehand of Lehecka down the line. Backhand slice of Rafa. On service line, it's a good forehand. Good hitting from Lehecka. Even in the last point, he was hitting well. Rublev is wearing his own brand, Rublev. Yeah, Rublev, exactly. Yeah. So that's his thing. He's got his own logo. He's got his own, he released a video about it like a month ago or so. So yeah, that's his company. In 30 here, Rafa. Looking to get a break. Forehand Rafa. The forehand Lehecka volley. Nadal, the lob. Did he make it? Or did he miss it? Wait, what happened there? He missed it then. He missed it, but it was rather close. It looked like it was maybe going to be a double bounce. Rafa wasn't even going to get there. And then it looked like the backhand was going to go long. So he got his racket on it. And then, yeah, it goes out. It's clearly out, but man, it was close. 30 all. If he made that, just finish the match right up. Forehand to Rafa. Forehand to Lehecka. Back in Rafa. That's in the net. 40-30. Serve Lehecka down the tee, backhand Rafa, forehand swing volley, down the middle is too good. Rafa moving the other way, Lehecka goes behind him. Great play. 3-3. 3-3. Lehecka doing well so far. Even in these rallies, he's hitting well. Hitting deep, hitting hard. It's going to be tough. Rublev's clothing brand has been up and running for a while. He announced Andrei Rublev Foundation not long ago. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's what I must be thinking of, the video for the foundation. I think it was for like mental health and those kinds of things, which is very good, very important. And it's good to see Rublev back in winning ways. I think Alcaraz should have that one in the quarters, to be honest, but hopefully Rublev can keep this form up no matter what happens. And you never know. Backhand down the line, that goes out. Lehecka showing some real frustration at his game. 15 love. Somebody in the crowd makes an inhuman noise. I don't know what that was. They get people cheering, and then somebody in the crowd just makes some weird inhuman noise, and the crowd laughs. That's in from Lehecka, maybe. The backhand. It's called in. Oh, it's out, though. Out by like a millimeter. So 30 love for Rafa. The crowd will take it. The crowd will take it. Andre's one of the good guys for sure, Joe. Yeah, he is. He is. Serve here from Rafa. Backhand in the net from Rafa, so 30-15. Everything he earns from the clothing brand goes towards his foundation. Very cool. Yeah, shout out to Rublev. I mean, some people have been going at the guy for some of his antics and things recently, but it just seems like he really has some problems. So, yeah, I would just say hopefully Andre is able to get into a better place, honestly, where he's not constantly so angry on the court for his tennis and also for himself. And he is one of the better guys on the tour for sure. I mean, everybody says so as well. Half volley. Forehand Rafa. Lehecka back to playing, but he can't hit the ball. Lehecka acted like he was not going to be in the point anymore, but Rafa too good anyway with the pass. 40-15. Rafa's forehand is unbelievable. I mean, that thing is a work of nature. Sorry, force of nature. That thing is a force of nature. It is one of the greatest forehands and one of the greatest shots we've ever seen in tennis. Second serve, especially on this court, on a clay court. Serve from Nadal. Forehand of Lehecka goes out, so 4-3 for Nadal. They say there's a fine line between genius and madness. That's true. There definitely is. There definitely is. I've seen the stat for Rafa's topspin on his forehand, and it's up there. It might be like the most ever, right? I mean, of recent times, Jack Sock, Casper Ruud, Rafa Nadal are some of the most, but Nadal's is just ridiculous. Nadal's is nuts. His IRPMs are just something else. And yeah, on a clay court, where everything on a grass court, everything stays super low, but on a clay court where there's so many high bounces, I mean, just so hard to play against that Rafa forehand. So it's just so tough in so many ways. We're at 4-3 for Rafa. This will be interesting as we get to the moments where Lehecka is really going to have to mentally buckle down and really show what he's made of, because he's not been in that many of these kinds of situations. Lehecka 62-55 in his career. That's pretty good. He's got a positive win percentage early in his career. It's surely only going to get better. He's had 2 quarterfinals of big tournaments in his career so far. Quarterfinals of Australian Open last year, where he took out some big guys on the way, including FAA. Also, quarterfinals of Indian Wells this year. So he's looking to get to his 3rd quarterfinal of a big event. Listen, you never know. If whoever wins this, they're not going to necessarily dislike their chances against Medvedev. All respect to Medvedev, but it doesn't have the same feel as if they were playing, let's say, Alcaraz or even Sinner, but particularly Alcaraz in the next round, just especially because Alcaraz, there's some health concerns with Sinner. There are none with Alcaraz at the moment, it seems like, with his right arm getting better, or him not playing with that much concern with his right arm. Half volley, that's back on his side, so love 15. Rafa with a little bit of a chance here. But I think that either of these guys will feel like, hey, maybe I could get to a semi. But not necessarily. I don't want to, I mean, it feels a little bit rude to Medvedev. Medvedev is great, but at least a chance. Definitely a chance for a quarterfinal, which would be big for either of these guys. That goes out from Lehecka. I don't know why he's suddenly coming to net a lot. Two bad approaches to the net. So love 30. Serve down T is very good from Lehecka. Perfect ace. 15-30. Serve from Lehecka. Forehand to Rafa. Forehand Lehecka. Big. That's too good. So 30 all. 30 all. Some big forehands. Serve Lehecka. Backhand of Rafa way up high. That goes wide. Some good serving from Lehecka. Big forehand, big hitting, getting him out of trouble here as he gets to 40-30. I do wonder where Lehecka ranks. He's 22, so I wonder where he ranks in the rankings of the under 23 guys. I mean, he's 31 in the world. He's been as high as 23, so it's probably a bit underrated in the shadow of some of these other guys. But he's got to be right up there. Let me see. Serve to the back into Rafa. Back into Lehecka, the forehand to Rafa. Forehand squash out Lehecka. Goes out to deuce. Yeah, Lehecka is currently he's the fifth 5th highest ranked under 23 player. Behind Shelton, Runa, Alcaraz, and Sinner. He's number 5. Then you have Musetti. You've got Arthur Fils, which is incredible because he's 19. You got Draper. You've got Darderi. You've got Kaboli. You've got Menzik, Mickelson, Nakashima, Kazao, Nardi, Van Osh, Shang, Medvedev, and Pechi Pericard, who I believe has a one-handed backhand, so that's awesome. I believe he has a one-handed backhand. He's been winning a lot of challenger events. Zachary Svida, Mayotte, Emilio Nava. Those are the other under 23s in the top 130. But in the top 55 in the top 55 in the world, currently it's Jack Draper, Arthur Fils, Musetti, Lehecka, Shelton, Runa, Alcaraz, and Sinner. And Lehecka is right behind those 4 guys: Shelton, Runa, Alcaraz, and Sinner. So he's underrated. He's underrated and definitely in those guys' shadow a little bit. There's a break point here for Rafa. Big chance here as the crowd tries to will him on. See what Rafa can do. Serve, Lehecka. First serve goes long, so second serve. It's a kick serve, back into Rafa. Way up high, forehand to Lehecka. Back in Rafa again. The back end of Lehecka. Back into Rafa. Forehand Lehecka, back to the back end of Rafa. Forehand Lehecka. Big, that's a great shot from Lehecka. Wow, his forehand is impressive. His forehand is impressive. He just picks his spot and he rips it. Man, he's like a great athlete too. Just puts himself in great positions to just smack forehands. Very interesting at the moment. But Rafa is probably the more consistent of the two, the more experienced of the two for sure. Deuce here at 38 minutes in. Serve Lehecka, the backhand of Rafa. Forehand Lehecka and the backhand of Rafa. Forehand Lehecka again, back to the backhand of Rafa. Forehand Lehecka. Forehand Rafa, that's in the net, so advantage to Lehecka. I've been at Dunkin' Donuts all day long doing some writing, working the social media sites for QST. We're outside, so cold in there. I wish the weather was like May all year long. Okay. I know May doesn't start till tomorrow. That's weird that it's cold though. So it's April. It shouldn't be that cold, but that's cool. Yeah, I hope to do some more writing and write some more articles for the website. It was fun to do that one that I did for Madrid. Forehand, Lehecka at the back and Rafa. It's a game point for Lehecka now. Just rallying solid from back the court. Back in Lehecka. It's a late out call on the Rafa shot from the umpire. Lehecka seems to, I don't know. I'm not sure. I can tell from the Lehecka facial expression if he thinks it's in or out, but I can tell from his expression. Oh, it is out, though. It is out. It's out, so 4-4. I guess if it was in, a lot of the crowd would have been booing because they'd been like, no, there's no way that was out. It was pretty well out. They're predicting 2 degrees Celsius here in my part of Norway tomorrow. Crazy warm for this time of the year. 20. No, it's fine. Okay, fair enough. So May seems like it's the perfect kind of in between the from cold and hot. Serve good from Rafa at 4. Hey, sorry guys, having a little bit of a problem with the stream. Sorry for technical issues. Back here for the 4-4 call here for the 4-4 game. Apologies for the technical difficulties. Hopefully that stops. It's something with the connection, I think, with the internet, but hopefully that cannot be as bad and gets better. And they'll be back after this commercial break. Yeah, apologies for that. If it happens again, they'll probably move devices, and then hopefully that should help. Backhand Lehecka, forehand to Rafa, forehand Lehecka. Back to the forehand of Rafa, backhand Lehecka. The forehand of Rafa, backhand Lehecka. That's big, but and it goes wide though, so 30-15. All good now, okay. Might be getting worse again though, honestly. So after this game, I'm probably going to change devices because, yeah, it seems like I'm freezing up again. All right, after this game, I'm probably going to change devices, and hopefully after that, the technical difficulties will stop after that. Hopefully. That's what I'm hoping for. Apologies again for the issues. Serve here from Rafa at 30-15. Back in Lehecka. It's in the net. So 40-15 for Rafa. $40-15 here. Serve from Nadal. The forehand Lehecka. That goes long. That goes long. So 5-4 for Nadal. And they'll be back after this commercial break. Dalek says, I've taken over the stream. Unfortunately, some issues. Here in the States, we go by Fahrenheit. It's about 70 today. I think that would be close to 20 Celsius. Okay. I'm really looking forward to the top players playing the European Summer Clay Swing this year because the Olympics. Sinner's playing that tournament in Sweden. I'm curious if Djokovic plays Hamburg. Yeah, maybe to practice for the Olympics. It could be interesting. It'll all be mixed up. I think Hamburg is going back to February. I think they announced that for next year, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, which is fine. I think that works fine with the. It's always weird with the clay being a little bit disconnected, so I think that'll make a little bit more sense actually. Gastad, yeah, Gastad is one of them. I always get Gastad and Bastad mixed up as well. Lehecka will be serving here at 4-5. Stay in it. It's a real test of Lehecka. And if so far it seems like it's cleaner. Apologies for the technical difficulties that happened. If that happens again, then I will switch devices and then hopefully that will cease. For now, I think it's good though. So hopefully that keeps up. But we're here at the 4-5 game. Lehecka serving. I definitely think of Lehecka as a guy who's pretty clutch though. He seems like a fearless player, very confident, and that's dangerous for a guy like Rafa because that's 99% of players on the other side of the court will not be that way. But Lehecka, I'm not sure. Now, will he be able to win? It's a different question, but I don't expect him to completely just wither away mentally here, personally. 15 love here for Lehecka. Hamburg will still be a week before Roland Garros, still a 500. Oh, okay, got you. Yeah. Would it be right before Roland Garros? I can't remember what part of the year they had it before. Maybe it was right before RG. Hamburg now has been played in July, but I guess Hamburg before is played right before Roland Garros. I guess it would be moved back to that time slot. Got mixed up from what it was. Yeah, February would be like Golden Swing. Hamburg was more, I think, right before Roland Garros, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Yeah, so Hamburg before was played in around May, and it was moved to July. So I guess it would be going back to around May or so. Here we go. Forehand of Rafa. Backhand of Lehecka, which goes out, so 40-15. Tiebreak incoming. It could be. I'm going to say 7-5 Rafa, though. I'm going to go 7-5 Rafa. That's my prediction, but it could be a tiebreaker. We'll see. Love the glasses. My glasses, Joe. I appreciate it. These are the same ones, but I appreciate it. Backhand Rafa. Up high, forehand Lehecka. Forehand, the backhand of Lehecka. Forehand Rafa. It's a great one. 40-30. Really good one. I think most of the top players are going to play that first week after Wimbledon. I read that. Yeah, I mean, it would make sense. It would make sense. That's going to be such a crazy part of the schedule, though. Especially with Hamburg still being played in July. It will be interesting who all focuses on Wimbledon with so much clay court happening. With so much clay court tennis happening with Roland Garros and Roland Garros Olympics. So Wimbledon, it could be a chance for another guy to break through. It's a big moment here in this match for Rafa. Backhand Rafa, the forehand of Lehecka, big. Backhand Rafa. That goes in the net, so we're at deuce. We are at deuce. Nadal 2 points away. Down 40 love. He doesn't give up, though. You don't count this guy out. Any game, any match. Nadal moving way back for the serve. Way back in the court. Forehand. Rafa gets it. Forehand volley is very good from Lehecka. Very good. He likes it, too. He likes it, too. Lehecka gives a bit of a smile. It's a very nervy situation. Wow. He just went for it with the volley. Very good one there. Got real low for it. Some great hands there. Rafa's reaction is priceless. Backhand. Rafa. That goes wide. So 5-5. 2 points away from being down out of the set, but he's still in it. Really. 5-5. Serve coming here from Nadal. Serve from Rafa. It's the tape and it goes long. Second serve. This has been a high quality first set. Yeah, for the most part, I agree. I think it's been very good from both. And it's definitely set up potential for this match as a whole to be quite good because it doesn't feel like they've expended all of their energy into this first set, but definitely feels like they're both playing at a high intensity. And Lehecka is doing really well all around. Like some of the stuff that we expected, some great forehands. Look at the stats so far for the match. 51 minutes played already. Rafa's been playing some long matches. some long sets. Yeah, I mean, this is very strong stuff. Very strong stuff. I mean, second serve points, no, but winners to unforced. Much better from Lehecka. He's played really well. Lehecka has shown up. First serve called out. From Rafa, absolutely. Are we going to go on a worldwide tour cheering for Rafa again? You guys could. That was funny the other time. Forehand Lehecka. Forehand Rafa. If the tape goes over, forehand Lehecka. Back in Rafa, forehand Lehecka. Back in Rafa, cross court. The forehand Lehecka, back in Rafa. Forehand Lehecka. Forehand Rafa. Way up high, and that goes long. So it is love 30 as Rafa misses a couple of shots. Unfortunately, it's a little bit reminding me of Barcelona, where he played a very high-level, intense set against de Minaur. And then at 5-5, Rafa's intensity kind of withered away a little bit. That was in Barcelona, not here in Madrid. Although, kind of similarly, he did drop his serve at, 3-3, 4-4 against de Minaur, but then he broke him right back. But, yeah, let's see how Rafa can do here to save himself from this hole. Great serve down the tee, backhand slice. Forehand Rafa, forehand Lehecka, forehand volley. Rafa, that goes out again. Very similar to that situation against de Minaur in Barcelona. Really is. Now we're at love 40. Got broken to love there. Got broken to love as de Minaur raised his level and Rafa's level dropped. Kind of similar things here, and it's love 40. Forehand of Lehecka. Right on the baseline. Forehand Lehecka again. Cross court to the back of Rafa. Forehand Lehecka inside. It's so good. Squash shot. Rafa gets it. Forehand. Back in Rafa. Back to the forehand volley of Lehecka. Forehand banana shot. Oh, Lehecka's there. Point of the match so far. Lehecka not taking any prisoners. Spanish crowd still cheering despite Lehecka getting the point because it was a great point. That was a banana shot from Rafa, but he just didn't have enough oomph on it. Well out of position to hit it. So 6-5 for Lehecka. Lehecka about to serve for the set. Knows they were just practicing my Estonian before my trip in June. Hey, that's cool. Definitely, Joe, when you go to Estonia, definitely tell me in chat how that is. Because I guess in June we'll be doing Wimbledon and Roland Garros. So definitely tell me in the chat how you're doing. Six 5 for Lehecka. Bayern 2-2 with Madrid. There you go. It's a big game going on right now. How are you going to show this game? I can't show the match, but I can watch it and commentate. Not, unfortunately. Fortunately, I do not have. Anthony, where are you from? I'm from Georgia in the U.S. Duluth, Georgia in the U.S., so near Atlanta. So from is Icelandic. Nice. This is what's fun about also having like a global chat. I mean, I know you guys aren't from all of these places, but we have a lot of people from a lot of different places, so I got to learn about a lot of different countries, actually. People in the chat. I'll be there when Birmingham is on, so I'll be able to see my queen play live and retain her title. Oh, okay, got you. Damn. Birmingham was crazy last year. That was also when Venus had that crazy match against Camila Giorgi, and yeah, that was fun. The grass season was fun on the WTA side last year. There's so many good matches Jabeur also at Wimbledon coming through. Azarenka versus Svitolina. I'm excited for the grass swing this year. Wow. Oh, Lehecka with an unbelievable half volley. No insane reaction from him, but that was something else. Lehecka with six consecutive points here. That was a great return from Rafa. Lehecka just kind of scooped through it, scooped it up for a great half volley. Lehecka playing some claps from Rafa because Lehecka is playing really, really well. Lehecka is playing very, very well. That's a great ace down the tee from Lehecka. Lehecka is just going for it. You got to respect it. He's bringing his best level. He's bringing his best level. By the way, I think the guys, apologies. I think my connection's gotten worse again. So after this switch, gonna hop off real quick to switch, fix up the connection. Then I'll be back for the second set, and then hopefully no more problems from there on out. I think that we won't have problems from there on out. That goes out from Rafa. So 7-5. All right, I'm gonna jump off for a second, and I will be right back with hopefully a better connection, so I'm not blurry and lagging. But I'll be back for the second set, so don't go anywhere. All right, here we go. Back for the call. This one, second set. All right, here we go. Still going to play around. I'm still going to play around with different things to hopefully get the connection at its best, but here we go. Second set underway. Rafa serving. Lehecka has taken the first set. We'll see if Rafa can survive in Madrid. Try to get to the quarters. Back in Lehecka, the back in Rafa, forehand Lehecka. Back in Rafa, forehand Lehecka again. Back to the back in Rafa, way up high. Forehand Lehecka, back in Rafa. Forehand Lehecka, it's big down the line, so love 15. Lehecka crushing forehands. Johnson City, Tennessee in the U.S. I'm about 4.5 hours from Anthony. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, I mean, if we ever go to the same event at some point, we definitely should meet up. So if we, maybe it's the same tennis event. It'd be a lot of fun. I don't know, Matt, if you're planning to travel anywhere for any tournaments, whether that's Atlanta or Charleston or U.S. Open or anything like that. But if you ever are, please let me know because we should definitely meet up for that. Forehand Rafa. That goes out. Love 30. A lot of errors now from Rafa. This is really reminding me of the match against de Minaur in Barcelona. Very similar. Very high level, very close, very tight, very high intensity. Up until 5-5, then Rafa gets broken to love. In that match, de Minaur ran away with it. It's Lehecka right now at love 30 here. He's got that look in his eyes like he's really he's got one goal and that's to cause the upset here. And it probably would you would probably call it an upset. That's in the net, so 15-30. It's somewhere in between of an upset, but Rafa on clay in front of the Spanish crowd, it's a bit of an upset. I had to get something to eat. What happened? So Rafa just kind of fell apart at the 5-5 game a little bit. And Lehecka played fantastic. Lehecka played very well to serve it out with shots. Such as like almost a serve ball and a great half volley off a solid Rafa in return. Lehecka has just been playing really well at the end here. And it feels like Rafa's just ever so slightly a step slower, lost his intensity a little bit. Serve here from Rafa. Forehand now of Lehecka, forehand Rafa. Back in Lehecka. That goes out from Rafa. So 15-40, 2 break points early. Not great signs. Yeah, Anthony, but don't really have the money right now, but I've always wanted to go to Charleston for the WTA event. Yeah, I feel that. Well, whenever you do, Matt, would love to meet up at some point. So yeah, it's all good. At some point for sure. Down the road. No problem, Zara. 15-40 here. 2 break points for the Czech to check into a place in the quarters. Forehand of Lehecka, forehand of Rafa. Back in Lehecka. I mean, come on, man. Not just the forehands, but that backhand now breaking to break Rafa at 1-0. The crowd cheering Rafa, trying to get Rafa back into this one. Man, Lehecka really going for the upset here, though. One zero. Rafa in trouble. Rafa's not going to give up, though. Rafa's going to fight. We know that. Just like de Minaur did in Barcelona, Lehecka looking to give him another very rare loss on the surface. It's coming at a different point in Rafa's career, but every tournament he's playing better and better. Is Rafa. Forehand back to the back end of Nadal. That goes long. So 15 love for Lehecka. Lehecka, whoa, yeah. Yeah, Faison Lehecka is he's playing incredibly well. He's playing incredibly well. He's pulling up all the stops. Lehecka's won 15 of the last 16 points. Jesus Christ. When you think about it, it makes sense. I didn't realize that, though. Yeah, starting from the 5-5 game, he's barely been losing points. That is crazy. When's the last time that's happened against Rafa? Honestly. That's in the net. Lehecka's won 16 of the last 17 points. Jeez. I wonder how long this is going to keep going now. Whatever the stat ends up to, that is a crazy stat. Against Rafa on a clay court? It wasn't even like that when he played Demonor in Barcelona. I blame the Daleks. Exterminate. Doctor Who is one of the best shows of all time. 30 love. Goes out. Second serve. Lehecka's here. Having won 16 of the last 17 points. Back in Rafa. Forehand Lehecka. That goes out. Okay. 16 of 17 consecutive points. Lehecka just won against Rafa on a clay court. That is pretty crazy. But now it's 30-15. We'll see how involved Rafa can get in the set. But right now it's Lehecka with all the momentum. First serve down the tee. Backhand that's in the net from Rafa. Rafa with a very late challenge to the serve. Challenge is being allowed, even though a little bit late, but it was off the serve. I mean, I was very close. It was in. It was in by like a millimeter. Rafa with his hand over his eyes. He just can't believe it. What was that? What is that? What is this? Wow. Wow, Rafa's saying the machine called it out, but machine called it in, but he's saying it's like this out. Rafa's saying he sees the mark. Oh, it is. Kind of. I see that mark. And I kind of see what Rafa's saying. People say the machine has a little bit of leeway for some error. I kind of see what Rafa's saying. He said it's frustrating for the players. He's definitely frustrated for other reasons, but I guess Rafa's saying, hey, it's out. The mark says it's out. But you can't argue with the machines, can you? But that's a pretty crazy situation where Rafa's telling you it's out on a clay court, saying he sees the mark and it's out. Forehand, the backhand of Lehecka, it's in the net. 40-30. It's Rafa, never to be counted out. You're so right there, though. You're so right. You're so right. It's reminding me a lot of the Demonor Barcelona match, but Rafa, you just can't count him out. You can't count him out. Especially because he's got loads of more experience compared to Lehecka. Lehecka looking to play Daniil Medvedev in the quarters. What a chance that would be for Medvedev to make a semifinal as well. And who knows? Who knows with Medvedev? I mean, Medvedev's one of the very top players in the world, world number one caliber player, and a former world number one. So, but a chance for him to make a semifinal on a clay Masters. Those middle quarterfinals are really interesting with Medvedev potentially against Lehecka or maybe Rafa, but Medvedev, Lehecka, Fritz, Cerundolo. Some opportunities there. Backhand, the forehand of Lehecka, big to the forehand of Rafa for a pass. Oh, that is a Rafa shot with a big fist bump and a big roar. Rafa still believes because, of course, he does. And that was never to be doubted. That was never to be doubted. What a shot from Rafa. The forehand, the fear hand. Lehecka slides into it. Lehecka doing a lot of sliding. I feel like Lehecka is sometimes sliding when it's not even that necessary, but he's used to playing on the clay, growing up in Czech Republic. Could be FA versus Lehecka, Rublev versus Cerundolo semifinals. It could be. It could be. Kind of doubt it for whatever reason, but maybe. Maybe. You never know. FA Lehecka would be nuts. But that would mean that a certain Italian world number 2, or world number 3? World number 2 would not make it to the semifinals. By the way, first serve points won. Lehecka 27 out of 30 in the match so far. Serve here from Lehecka. Forehand to Rafa. Forehand Lehecka back into Rafa. Forehand Lehecka. Hopefully we're back now. 2-0 Lehecka. Lehecka looks like Iga's brother. That's interesting. I've never heard that before. I can kind of see that. I understand the similarities you're saying with the face structure a little bit, facial structure. I kind of see that. Forehand, inside out. That goes out though. 15 love for Rafa. You think Rublev will be out, guys? Joe. Joe is just saying the possibilities. Joe is just saying the possibilities in the chat. You never know. Everything is possible. Serve Rafa. Backhand. 360. Lehecka. Forehand. Right back to the backhand. That's in the net. 30 love for Rafa. I still give Rafa a chance here. Let's see. They're showing a lot of cameras out the side trying to catch one of Rafa's last times in Spain, playing in Spain. If not his last. Backhand down the line, back into Rafa, back cross court, forehand of Lehecka, back into Rafa. Forehand Lehecka, that's a great forehand. Just the way he's able to have that Rublev-esque quality or that Sinner-esque quality of just not going back at all in the court and playing defense, but being able to just generate more and more pace and just very kind of strong legs and just pick a spot on the court. 15, very good stuff. Backhand Lehecka. Oh, what a shot from Lehecka. Jeez. Wow. This guy coming out of the blue, just ripping shots off of both sides. Lehecka is playing incredibly well, honestly. What a backhand angle he found there out of nowhere. It was like the backhand he hit to win to break in the first game of the set. Pulling up all the stops. 5 backhand winners for Lehecka, 1 for Rafa now. Serve from Rafa here. Down the tee, backhand Lehecka. The forehand to Rafa. Backhand Lehecka. Again to the forehand to Rafa. Backhand to the forehand of Rafa. Backhand Lehecka. Again to the forehand to Rafa. Backhand down the line. Backhand Rafa. He gets it. Forehand Lehecka. Backhand Rafa. Backhand Lehecka. Cross court. Forehand Rafa. Oh, nearly a great shot down the line, but he missed it. So 30-40. Lehecka with a break point for a double break. $30-40. I thought Zverev would do well. That went well. Yeah, it didn't quite work out, did it? Zverev lost to Francisco Cerundolo. So Cerundolo is great on clay courts, but I don't think many were expecting that. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like Zverev is not gonna have that good of a next little period, but we'll see. I could always be wrong. I said that to a friend like like a couple weeks ago. I was like, I just have this feeling that Zverev is not going to have a very good next couple of months, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, Lehecka here with a break point to go up a double break against Rafa. Serve Rafa at the forehand to Lehecka. Forehand to Rafa. Forehand to Lehecka. Back in Rafa. Forehand to Lehecka. Back in Rafa again. Down the line to back in Lehecka. Goes big down the line. Lehecka does with the 1,000 Lehecka. But in their careers, Lehecka is younger than Alex. But it's so hard to say with Lehecka's potential what his potential is. I would probably go with barely say Demon. First serve, that's in the net from Rafa. Second serve. It's a chance here for Lehecka to really break this open. It's a big game. If Lehecka doesn't, Rafa can always come back. But down a double break is harder. Although it's still not impossible for Rafa, who came back from a double break against Kachin, I believe, in the second set there. Sometimes that's enough, you know? So much power off both sides. Down the tee, that goes wide. Second field. Second serve coming here from Rafa. Kick serve to forehand of Lehecka. Back in Rafa. Cross court forehand of Lehecka. That goes long again. So Rafa's staying alive. Rafa's staying alive. I'd say Lehecka has more chance, but I still like Alex. That's fair, Joe. That's for that. And we'll see with Demonor. We'll see with Demonor. I guess if Demonor does, it'd probably be one of the, not Sunshine Double, but one of the faster hard courts in North American hard court swing. Or maybe Paris, Shanghai. Forehand out cross court. Forehand Rafa. Down the line. Oh, it's in the net, though. It just feels like Rafa is not quite there at the moment. Just judging on Rafa's face, though, it doesn't feel like he's given up, though. I still feel like Rafa thinks he can still fight back here, but I'm sure he does not want to go down a double break. Not against Lehecka. Lehecka has way more weapons to hurt him than Kachin did as well. And Kachin was playing well, but to go down a double break to this version of Lehecka, who's also serving very, very strongly too. It feels, I don't know if it's a death sentence in this match, but it's got to be rather close to it. Backhand, cross court forehand to Rafa down the line. That's too good. Rafa with a fist bump too. This is a crucial, crucial moment in this tennis match. Deuce here at 0-2 in the second set. Rafa jumps there with a fist bump, trying to get the crowd involved as well. Eight-minute long game. Back into Rafa, off the rise, forehand Lehecka. Goes right back to Rafa, the forehand. You don't do that. Oh, you don't do that. Lehecka's got to be not a big watcher of tennis the last 20 years, because you don't go into the open court to the Rafa forehand and come to net, because you're going to get passed. If you go to the Rafa forehand and come to net, you're already in trouble. Even if you hit a winner, you're in trouble. Hey, guess what? You're in trouble. You don't come to net to the Rafa forehand. Or to the backhand, because Rafa's passing shot is ridiculous either way. But beautiful. That was a great forehand. Oh, it's a shank from Rafa. Don't know what's going on. Back to deuce we go. The boxes are full now. Yeah, the crowd is full now, Joe. True. The boxes are filled up. You can see 10 p.m. dinner. I guess it's over now. I guess that's over now. Everyone's back. Yeah, everybody had left, but now it's full. So Rafa down the middle, and that goes out. So second serve. Hour and 23 minutes played. Second serve here from Rafa. Kick serve, forehand of Lehecka, the forehand of Rafa. Forehand Lehecka, that's in the net. So another game point here from Rafa, who's trying to come back now. Advantage to Rafa. Serve here from Rafa. Serve forehand Lehecka in the back into Rafa. Forehand Lehecka, the back into Rafa again, cross court. Forehand Lehecka, back into Rafa, gets it. Backhand slice. Forehand Rafa. Oh, goes back cross court. Lehecka's Rafa had the down the line open, but Lehecka's half volley, and his volley skills have been insane. Does it say the amount of times Lehecka's come to net? I don't think it has it on the stat sheet, but Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't think it has it. Okay, it does actually. Net points 1. Yeah, so Rafa's only come in 5 times. And Lehecka, 15 for 22, 68% win rate. Very good. Actually, it just went up 70%. That's crazy. Against Rafa on clay, 16 out of 23 net points. Jesus Christ. That's something else. That's in the net from Lehecka. So Rafa's back at advantage with the game point. Back in Lehecka, good. Down the line, forehand Lehecka. I mean, what a shot. Inside out. This guy's saving game points like crazy. When Rafa's getting to game point, he's hitting winners. He can't do it on the break points. Man, oh man. If you catch the ball, do you get to keep it? Yeah, not in most tournaments. I think the OSP is one of the few who allow it. Good grief, yeah. They absolutely should. It's crazy that it doesn't. It would so much improve the fan experience and atmosphere if most tournaments did allow it. Forehand to the backhand Lehecka, back cross court, forehand Rafa, the backhand Lehecka down the line. Oh, goes long. What a game. Yeah, 13-minute game. Just the way it's been going, I don't think it's done yet, is it? I don't think it's done yet. Serve here from Rafa. It's a let. What a game this has been. What a game this has been. And by the way, this is Rafa's determination. He could have easily just gone down a set and 3-0. Could have easily given in. He's fighting, and that means he still believes in his chances in this match. Went 3 hours with Kachin, and now fighting like hell to stay alive in this game. First serve in the net, second serve. It's a big point, big point here, or else we're going to go still 15 minutes. If Rafa can't convert here, what will Rafa do? Rafa, the serve, the forehand Lehecka, forehand Rafa, forehand Lehecka. That goes out. Rafa survives a 13-minute long game. Determination. He still thinks he's got a shot in this. That's why he fought for the game. 14 minutes, 10 seconds. 14 minutes, 10 seconds. Crazy. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. 850-second game. That was some mental mathematics I just did. I think I got it. Very long game there. 14 minutes, 10 seconds. If I caught a Rafa shank, I wouldn't be giving it back. Yeah, just run away from the stadium. Keep it. I agree. I think it's worth it. The rules say the servers entitled 6 balls cannot easily get one new one to mess things up if the audience keeps one. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's fair, and I guess that's the reasoning for it. It's just unfortunate. I wish they could figure something out. I wish they could figure something out. But yeah, I guess that's why it is the way it is. I don't know if anybody is a hip hop fan, by the way, but Kendrick Lamar's diss track, I was waiting for him to drop one against Drake. That song is crazy. I replayed it like 5 times, like right after it dropped. That's one of the best diss tracks I can remember. And I knew it was coming. I like both. I like Drake and Kendrick, although I'm probably bigger fan of Kendrick, I am a fan of both. But I just knew Drake was rushing Kendrick, and I know some people won't understand what I'm talking about, but Drake was rushing Kendrick, but Kendrick just took his time with it and said, "Hey, I'm not going to be rushed." He didn't take that long with it, and yeah, it's incredible. So, very funny as well. But that's a lot of fun. That's a lot of fun to follow. It's what hip hop and just music needed, honestly. To have 2 of the biggest rappers of this whole century going at it is crazy. And they're both so different. And they've been feuding for a while. But to see them really go at it is awesome. We've only gotten good tracks out of it. I know Drake is going to respond. So anyway, don't know if anyone's following that. But 15 love here for Lehecka. Is an hour and a half into this one. He's still got the lead. Also, if they allow fans to keep the ball, some people can get weird, pushing people out of the way, etc. Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, for me, that's like that part of it, I think is okay. Essek one. I think for me, that's just sports. You know, people having fun. The crowd, they want to catch a baseball. They want to catch a, well, I mean, hockey puck is a little bit scarier, but you know, they want to catch these things. So for tennis, I don't see why it should be that different. And people do that anyway, you know, but although they'd be more passionate to keep the ball, I guess, and really catch it. But that part of it is fine for me. That's a great drop shot from Lehecka. 40 love. This is very good stuff from Lehecka after that very long game. Has any tennis players has a #1 song or hit single? No, I don't think so. Lorenzo Sonego has a song that had over 1 million streams on Spotify. I'd love to see it. Hey, if we could get diss tracks between top tennis players, that'd be incredible. Are you kidding me? Between top athletes, I would be doing that just to be hilarious, just for no reason. I would be the worst rapper, and I'd be an athlete. I would just drop a diss track against every other tennis player just for no reason, just because it would be hilarious. That would be so funny. If Federer dropped the worst diss track of all time against Djokovic when they were in their primes, I'd be telling my grandkids, yeah. Djokovic is splitting up with his longtime fitness trainer. Boy, he totally cleaned house. Dropped his whole team, huh? We'll see what happens for Novak. I hope that he figures it out. What's going on with Djokovic? I don't know. Let everyone go. It's a good question. I don't know. But it's a bad sign, I'll tell you that. I think it's a bad sign. The fact that he's completely cleaned house, I guess it's like he's got faith in himself for a clean start. Like he's still, but also, I just don't know. It's weird. My question is who's going to replace him, knowing he probably has a couple years left. I hope he replaces with somebody for the fans' sake and also just for his sake. He should get somebody else in his box, I would think. Djokovic is going through a midlife crisis. Probably, I think he is, Joe. The signs are there. The signs are there. He's the right age. Probably they advised Djokovic something he didn't want to accept. Yeah, they're saying that he was having arguments with Goran, so that'll be indeed interesting to see. So many different people he could get. Hey, what's up, Max? Good to have you. Familiar name. I don't know Rafa yet. Down to Lehecka. Lehecka's been playing incredibly well, but Rafa down. He's at 30 love, though. It's a 14-minute long service game in the last game. Looking to hold here. Yeah, I really do wonder who Djokovic will get. Whoever he gets next, I strongly feel that they will have personal experience and sports longevity. It might not even be somebody tennis related. Like it might be like a Tom Brady type of like he's going to get somebody who knows a thing or two about sports longevity. And it might be like somebody else. It might be a guy like Feliciano Lopez. Very good server, likes coming to net, but I think it's going to be that kind of a thing. He got Boris Becker, he got Ivan Isavic, he got players, people who are really involved with tennis. I think it'll be that kind of a thing, but somebody who's really, really strong with longevity. So it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to watch. $30-15. Serve here from Rafa. Serve out wide. That goes wide. Second serve. Oh, that's a great forehand from Lehecka. Again, another close service game of Rafa. It looked like he was going to cruise here in this game, but 3-1 Lehecka. And it's third over Djokovic considering skipping Wimbledon. Yeah, I know you said that, man. That before. Djokovic, I knew his number one priority was going to be Olympics. We'll see if that happens. But I had not heard that rumor. Forehand volley. Rafa, that's a great drop volley. There you go. Rafa still believes 40-30. It's just one break. But I don't think that's confirmed. That's not confirmed either, Matt, though, too, that he's considering skipping Wimbledon. I think that's just a rumor at this point. But yeah. But yeah, let's see. I don't know. I don't expect him to skip Wimbledon because he's had such great success at Wimbledon. He's defending finals points there, too. As important as Olympics are, they're not worth points. Although he might just forget about the rank altogether, to be honest, and just focus on the very biggest events that he cares about. But anyway, we'll see what happens. I guess it'll be interesting. See Rafa's wife very clearly in the back of the court. Maria very clearly watching on. Don't see Rafa Jr. in the crowd, but I do see her. That goes out from Rafa, so we're back to deuce. Of course, that elusive Olympic gold. Yeah, and listen, I mean, he's saying like, hey, maybe I'll be there in 2028 to get a chance too. But okay, even if he's playing in 2028, realistically, I think this is his last chance to really be a big title. He should totally count out from doing something like that. But I'm just saying that's how we should brand this Olympics for Novak. His last real chance to win that gold. So we'll see. We'll see if he takes it. He's also a fantastic player at Roland Garros. 7 finals at Roland Garros, losing mainly to the greatest clay court player ever, by far. Who we're watching right now. Who knows how many more times we'll get to see this guy playing on the clay court. So got to take it in. He's at a tough moment here against Lehecka. And that goes out off the forehand, so he's at advantage. Still staying close. He's still got a chance to win this match, Nadal. I'm not counting him out. Djokovic, I said, his number one priority is the Olympic gold. Yep. I called it before the year started, and I think he has. So that's one thing Djokovic doesn't have. Exactly. Not only does he have everything else, he has multiple of everything else. He has at least 3 of every single major. He's got at least 2 of every single Masters. He's won 7 ATP finals. He's been year-end number 1 8 times. Nearly 3 of every Masters. So the Olympics, he's never even made the finals. So it's, oh man, the Olympics are going to be so good. Pass. Oh, Rafa, get out of here. As the dude walks like a badass to his chair. He's like, hey, yeah, I got some net skills. He's like a foot away from his chair as he hits the volley. He's like, all right, let me sit down. I'm still losing a set in 3-2, but hey, at the moment, I look kind of cool. And I'm going to sit down as the crowd cheers my name. Let's see how Rafa does. He's still got a chance. He's still losing, but that was a great shot. Lehecka had a great pass there. Way out of position, out of nowhere, flicks this forehand passing shot. Rafa with the shot of the match so far, without doubt. Backhand volley. Incredible touch there. There you go. Who won gold at Rio? Murray beat Del Potro in the final. Murray beat Del Potro. Del Potro beat Rafa and Novak. But guess what? The big 4 are annoying, and Murray beat him in the final. And then they played, I think, one of the most underrated matches of the last... I think Murray and Del Potro played one of the most underrated matches ever. I really think it was one of the most underrated matches ever at Davis Cup. It was 3 weeks after they played at the Olympics. That Olympics was crazy. 2021 Olympics sucked. I'm sorry. It was so bad. The heat was getting to everybody. Top players were losing early. Not even that many people were that interested or watching it. It was a really weird vibe. It was marketed as 2020 Olympics, even though it's 2021. The Olympics sucked that year. I'm sorry. 2016 and 2012, I think, were some of the most fascinating tennis tournaments I've ever seen. The Olympics that were held those years. In Rio was amazing. So many great matches. Nadal, Del Potro, so many great shots throughout that tournament. Murray winning it again. Some great storylines. 2012 played at Wimbledon. Some fantastic matches. It's also when we had an extended third set. Federer, Del Potro, Tsonga versus Raonic. Murray winning it in straight sets over Djokovic and Federer. It was incredible. It was an incredible tournament. I hope this Olympics has potential to be one of the all-time great tennis events. The Olympics are always so good, outside of last time. But so yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, at Rio, it was Murray beating Del Potro. Murray's won the Olympics twice in a row. That's a forehand volley. Nadal with kind of a weird kind of step there. Kind of didn't even run for it. Keep an eye on that, but it's 15-love. Andy Murray. Andy Murray, yep. Tokyo was Zverev. Sasha won Tokyo, yep. Beat Karin Khachanov in the final. That was a really weird tournament. But in general, the Olympics are amazing. 2008 was amazing, too. Rafa and Novak playing one of their first epics in 2008 in the semis there. Gonzalez and Blake having a phenomenal match as well. Forehand shank long from Lehecka, 15-all. Listen, when you guys got guys playing for their country, it hits different. It's different. It hits different. They got that passion, that emotion to win for their country cheering them on. Davis Cup, especially back in the day before the new format that is not my favorite, although it was pretty good last year, but still not my absolute favorite. I don't like as much the old one, but Davis Cup, yeah, it works for tennis as well. The great, crazy atmospheres. It's just sports. It's great. And that's why the Olympics are so good. That's also why the Olympics is a big event as well, I would say. Because it doesn't make sense, and there's no argument I could see for not calling it that. It just doesn't make sense. Andy in 2016, while I won 2012 and 2016. Yep. Even Rublev's got an Olympic gold medal, mixed doubles. Yep. Rafa also got a men's doubles gold medal. So did Roger. So backhand Nadal, that's in the ground. That's back on his side. 2015 Beijing was amazing. Yeah. 2008, 2012, and 2016, probably the best 3 consecutive tournaments at any event. Olympics, Wimbledon, Roland Garros. I can't remember a better three-peat than Beijing, London, and Rio. All three of those were phenomenal. The Olympics is great for tennis. It really is. Did Jamie Murray ever win a gold medal? That's an interesting question. If Murray does not retire at Wimbledon, never did. 4-2 for Lehecka. He goes up as Nadal hits some poor errors here. Lehecka give Nadal's 46th career loss on the surface, which in itself is absolutely a hilarious thing to say. But with how many matches he's played, Lehecka still 18 out of 25 net points won is ridiculous. $15 love for Rafa. Hour and 43 minutes in. Could be Alex de Minaur, the Aussie, and Jiri Lehecka, the Czech, to be the first guys to beat Rafa on clay in this clay court swing. We'll see if that ends up being the case. Both guys with great performances. But Rafa's still in it. Although that's another error off the backhand. $15. 15-15. Backhand of Lehecka to forehand of Nadal. Backhand Lehecka. Forehand Nadal. Backhand Lehecka. Forehand Nadal. Inside out. Oh, what a forehand. Another fist bump from Rafa. He's dangerous because he's staying close. I'll tell you what. Rafa is dangerous right here. He's staying close and he's still fighting. And that's not where you want Rafa to be at. I am so far from discounting Rafa in this match. I just have this gut feeling that Rafa's going to come cruising back. And I could be fully wrong. I probably am. Because even my mind is telling me different. My gut is telling me different from my brain. My brain is saying, Lehecka's got this. My gut is saying, it's Rafa on a clay court. He's still fighting like hell. So that will probably age badly. But I'm going to stick by it. Come on, Rafa, come back. Yep. 3-15. Serve here from Nadal. It's a good serve out wide, so 40-15. To get to 4-3. He sure did with Pavlyuchenko. Is it Pavlyuchenko? Yep. Serve here from Rafa. I think Novak withdrew from the mixed doubles bronze match, which was one of the few things I didn't love from Novak that he's done. He should have played that out. I don't remember the reasons he cited for withdrawing, but I didn't love that from Novak not playing the bronze match there for the mixed. But is what it is. Backhand to forehand Rafa. Forehand Lehecka to forehand Rafa. Backhand slice Lehecka. Forehand Rafa down the line. Forehand Lehecka. Ah, it goes out. It looked out. Rafa says, I think so, to Lehecka. He thinks it's out. Lehecka is challenging, though. Lehecka is challenging. It did look out, though. from here, but who knows? It is out. Yep, it's out. 4-3. Lehecka's still 2 games away, but Rafa is fighting. I'll tell you what, you don't want that for Rafa. You don't want Rafa to be fighting like that. 4-3. It's going to be really interesting the end of this one. By the way, like always, please don't forget to subscribe. Quality Shot Tennis if you are new for more streams. It's Anthony here commentating. Quality Shot Tennis. I'll be back for more as well. Please don't forget to subscribe if you are new, and please don't forget to like the stream as well if you're enjoying it. Like always. This number is blowing my mind. Honestly, on both sides. I mean, but Nadal, he's always fantastic at the net, and when he does approach the net on a clay court, he's always finishing off the point. But Lehecka, 18 out of 25. First, even coming to net 25 times against Rafa, but having 72% win rate is quite phenomenal. Lehecka at 7-5-4-3. Here we go. Forehand Lehecka. That goes wide. Now or never for Rafa Shirley. Exactly. I agree. Agreed, Faison. This is it. I agree too. That's what I'm feeling as well. Now or never right here, right now. Rafa very rarely loses in straight sets as well. I know it's a different kind of circumstance, similar to De Minaur in Barcelona, but let's see. Rafa's going to fight. It's 15-all. Jamie Murray won 7 slams. Yeah, Jamie Murray is phenomenal. He's a phenomenal player. I mean, he's got the talents too. In doubles more than singles, but only ever got second round in the Olympics. That's crazy, Joe. Rafa. First serve looked like an ace, but it was a let. Now we're in 50 minutes. That's an ace. There you go. This time, no let. Just an ace. 30-15. Lehecka has played a pretty phenomenal match, to be completely honest. Average first serve speed, by the way, 217 kilometers an hour for Lehecka. That's massive. I think it showed for Rafa that it was well below that. It was like 180 something or something. Forehand Lehecka. Back into Rafa. Forehand Lehecka again. Forehand to Rafa. Back to the back of Lehecka. Draw shots. Poor though. 30-all. Okay. Now or never. This is what we mean. Now or never. Right here. Let's see. Let's see. Here you go. Rafa. Let's see some Vamoses in the chat. Rafa. Let me see Rafa's in the chat. Let me see some Rafa's in the chat. 30-all. What will Rafa do? It's now or never. That's a huge point. And Lehecka just shuts everybody up with an ace, because of course he does. Rafa's been the party. I'm sorry. Lehecka's been killing the vibe here. I love it though. Lehecka's just been like, hey, I'm here to win. I'm here to win this. Fantastic match from him. Really impressive. honestly. Back into Rafa, forehand Lehecka. Forehand volley, Lehecka put away, 5-3. This could be some of Rafa's last moments playing in front of a Spanish crowd. Yeah, I mean, come on, that is a crazy thing to say. The last breaths of an era. I mean, so many incredible matches seeing Rafa playing in Barcelona and Madrid, but could be some of these last moments from a Spanish crowd, unless he does a comeback here. First serve is an ace, 15-love. These moments that historians will look back at. Great match by Lehecka. Absolutely. I agree. I know this isn't peak Rafa, but Lehecka's definitely going places. I've been very impressed in this match. It's about consistency, I think, with Lehecka, but I mean, his peak level is phenomenal. And if he can keep this up, then man, he's definitely one to watch. Absolutely. That's in the net from Lehecka, so 30-love. Sometimes it's about playing every point the right way, every match the right way for Lehecka. But when he's got it figured out, man, he's a guy to watch. So yeah, I'm definitely changing my tune a little bit about Lehecka from how I did even 8 months ago, after his title in Adelaide, after his match against Tsitsipas, against Rublev in Miami. Definitely changing my tune a little bit, and now after this match too, he's going places. I agree. I agree. Lehecka's playing really well. 4-5-4. Let's see if Rafa can do at least one last hold. And is Lehecka going to be able to serve it out here? $40-love. Serve, Rafa. The forehand of Lehecka. I mean, that is that's a crazy return from Lehecka. Forehand inside out winner. It's not over yet though. Nope. Vamos Rafa. It's literally never over when Rafa or Novak or Roger are on a tennis court. It's never over. But especially with Rafa. Rafa is the greatest fighter this sport has ever seen. He will fight and fight. People said he wouldn't even be playing. Again, a lot of people. He wouldn't be playing at a level to beat the world number 11. To win the Spanish crowd. Well, Rafa stomped his foot on the ground. He stomped his foot on the dirt, and dirt went all over. Went all over his pink and white sneakers. And he said, no, I'm here to give the crowd and the fans what they want. And I'm here to give them a show. Forehand down the line is a winner from Rafa. That's a show right there. And that is a show from Rafa right there. 5-4 for Lehecka. But it's Rafa who holds one last time. Ditto Joe, yep. A-Ball says there's a chance. There's always a chance. Lehecka over Medi. It could very well happen, Matt. I don't know who I choose. I have no idea who I'm choosing. Have they played before? If that does happen. Rafa's still in this, but have they played before is my question. ATP automatically showing me that, Ted, so I think they have played. Wimbledon last year, I don't remember that at all. Okay, Lehecka retired in that match, but 6-4, 6-2 retirement. I don't remember that at all. But, okay, so Medvedev, they have played. Medvedev won. Lehecka's playing well, but it's a shame how Nadal's serving's looking. Yeah, true. His serve serving is well below his. But yeah, what's up, David? Hello. But yeah, 5-4 here. Rafa, maybe his last moments in front of a Spanish crowd. This is what it is. Once again, if you are joining in, please don't forget to subscribe to the Quality Shot Tennis YouTube channel. If you are new. Rafa with the huge cheer of the crowd because they know what potentially could be at stake and they want Rafa to keep fighting. 59-minute second set. My God, that just gives me absolute goosebumps. The whole crowd is on its feet. This is giving me goosebumps. I mean, Rafa, these faster courts, they were never Rafa's favorite. He's won a Madrid tournament 5 times. He's won it as a Clay Masters 4 occasions. That's not as much as Monte Carlo, Rome, or Roland Garros, but he's had great success here. He's had some fantastic matches. Barcelona, he's absolutely dominated, and Spanish fans sing him all over, playing at his home country where he's had great success. This could be the last game he ever plays. My God, man. Jesus Christ. Lehecka with the serve. Serve down the tee. That goes long. Crowd absolutely cheering the first fault from Lehecka. Back in Nadal. It's a lob way up high. Forehand to Lehecka. Forehand to Rafa. Just a solid forehand. The shank from Lehecka goes out. Crowd is erupting. You wouldn't think that these are human. You wouldn't think these are people. It doesn't sound like a crowd. It sounds more than that. It sounds like hundreds of thousands of people. Madrid crowd is really up for this game. David, we were saying in the early games that the crowd didn't show up here. It's very late night, and it's literally just 1 minute past midnight in Madrid, and the Madrid crowd is going nuts. They're going wild. Serve to forehand to Rafa. Half volley. Lehecka's half volley has been out of this world. His net skills have been nuts. Crowd erupted before it went out. Exactly. They're cheering. They're cheering everything they can get. They are absolutely doing their all to. This is like doubles right now. It's doubles with Rafa and the Madrid crowd. It's 2-on-1. We're currently watching a 2-on-1 match. Madrid crowd and Rafa versus Lehecka. Serve out wide, backhand. Rafa gets it. Forehand Lehecka hits behind Rafa. Too good. Lehecka is just. Lehecka's half volleys are money, goodness sake. He's hitting the half volley like Roger today. It's crazy. He's playing half volleys like his name is Roger Federer. His half volleys have been nuts. Great reactions, great feel, great hand-eye coordination. That was sweet, David. Unreal shot. Yep. Honestly, Rafa has gone 2 rounds longer than I thought he would. Yeah, nothing but positives. I fully agree. Forehand volley. The open court. Backhand. Nadal's there. Smash put away. Rafa a little bit too slow to that. It's double match point for Rafa. Double match point for Rafa to head out of Madrid and for Jiri Lehecka to get to this third quarterfinal of a big event. Crowd on its feet. Crowd standing up for Rafa. I'm looking at Rafa, who I think gives a little bit of a wry smile. Or a bit of a smile. Serve from Lehecka. Potentially Nadal's last point in Spain. First serve is wide. 40-15. Second serve from Jiri. Serve. Forehand of Nadal. The forehand of Lehecka. Back into Rafa. The forehand of Lehecka. Back into Rafa again. Forehand of Lehecka. We're going backhand down the line. That goes wide. And Nadal's likely hit his last swing that he will play in the Spanish capital of Madrid. Lehecka upsets Rafa, who despite being, I think, world number 512, was the favorite for many. But he loses to Lehecka, who played in a phenomenal match. It was phenomenal. What a performance from this young man. Crazy stuff. He's through to the quarterfinals. He'll have Medvedev. Very positive event for Rafa. Took out the world number 11. Beat Kachin in 3 hours. Very positive stuff. Won 6-0, 6-1 versus Blanche, but I mean, whatever. But against De Minaur, you know, that was a great win, and very sad, but positive for Rafa. And yeah, last match in Spain, very likely. Oh my, so sad. Yep. Farewell, Rafa. Great commentary. Thank you. I appreciate it, Joe. Hey, what's up, Andrea? I'm shocked seeing Claydol losing from a common Czech player. Yeah, well, Rafa's out, but Lehecka played very well. This crowd is rude. I did feel bad for Lehecka at the end. I'm not going to lie, but the crowd was always going to pull for Rafa. But yeah. No, they were cheering after every fault. Those Lehecka ground strokes are just too big for Rafa to handle. Lehecka's got some insane power. Absolutely. Absolutely. Sabe went out fighting. And he still got more matches to go, hopefully. Fingers crossed that his health keeps up. Sad swan song for Rafa in the turning, but good few wins for sure. Yep, absolutely. Thank you, Esek1. Thank you, Max. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thanks, guys. Good few wins. I agree. Well played, Jiri. It was too good. Too good for him. By the way, I'm looking at, I'm going to look at Rafa's clay losses. I don't know why Tennis Abstract goes automatically last 52 weeks. I'm looking for a career. So, okay. Rafa, wow, there's going to be an interview with Rafa. This guy looks like, what's his name? I'm trying to remember the name of this guy looks like an actor I know, the guy interviewing. Yeah, Rafa speaking in Spanish. I don't know if they're going to do an English interview as well, but he should be speaking Spanish. The Spanish crowd. No idea what he's saying, but that's fine. Yeah, BJ Novak. The guy interviewing him looks like BJ Novak. The guy from The Office. The guy who played Ryan in The Office. Thank you. Hey, thank you, Max. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'll be back. All right, well, I'm going to head out, but yeah, Rafa, another sad loss from Rafa. I'm looking now, though. I'm trying to see. I'm kind of curious. Losses on clay courts from Rafa in his career. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I'm looking for something here. I'm just curious. Because with De Minaur and Lehecka, it's not very often that he loses in straight sets on a clay court. It's very, very rare. It's very, very rare. Schwartzman in Rome, Zverev in Madrid. That was 2020, 2021. And now you have these two losses. This whole decade, those are the only 4 losses he's lost in straight sets on a clay court. And before this decade, when he was much younger as well, it was there are far fewer losses in general too. So anyway, very rare kind of situation. Rafa definitely in a different stage in his career, but just good to see Rafa playing. Great run from Rafa. Fantastic match from Lehecka. Rafa with his last match in Spain, but hopefully we see him back in Rome and Roland Garros. This was a great step for him. Thanks everybody for joining in. See you guys for more tennis commentary at future streams. And yeah, I'll see you guys. See you guys later. Emotional Rafa, oh my heart. Yeah, Zara. All right, I'll see you guys later. Rafa, last match in Madrid. Hopefully we see him in Rome. Hopefully we see him in Rome where he's had a lot of success as well.